welcome into the Northwest Georgia High School Football Pickup Show. If you notice, Lawrence is out today. He's actually making some real money. So it'll be me and Brooks. Uh, Me and Brooks here to Brooks Carter to give you our picks. Uh, we had another guy lined up, but we'll have to get him next time. We had some technical difficulties. You know how computers are these days. Um, Good many games, good many on by this week, but we do have a good many games, so we'll just jump right in. Carrollton is a 21-point favorite at East Coweta.
Uh, I mean, I think Carrollton keeps rolling. I don't know much about East Coweta. I don't know what their record is, but I know how good they're 3-4 on the year. I know how good Carrollton is. So I think the Trojans keep it rolling this week, and I think they cover that pretty easily.
Yeah, I don't see Carrollton having too much trouble here. I think Carrollton wins this one fairly easy. Next one, Paulding County at Campbell. Campbell is a 16-point favorite at Campbell versus Paulding County.
Yeah, I think this one could be pretty close. Campbell just lost to Hillgrove last week, 35-0. Paulding County lost to Hillgrove 42-3. Both of those games have been in the last 2 weeks. I think this. So I will take Campbell at home, but I think it's within the number. I think Paulding County plays a little closer than 16 points.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. I think Campbell ends up winning this game less than 10. Uh, Being at home is big. I think these are similar teams here, and you're going to see close result. Wheeler is on the road at North Paulding. North Paulding is a 7-point favorite.
Yeah, I think North Paulding wins this one. I think they got back on track last week after starting 0-2 in region play. They were 3-1 in non-region with a decently tough non-region schedule that included wins over Parkview and Harrison. But in the first 2 weeks of region play, they played North Cobb, who has got one of the longest regular season winning streaks in the state. They're a really talented team. And then played a good Cherokee team too. But they got back on track last week with a road win at Etowah, and they're back home this week. So I like North Paulding in this one.
Yeah, when you take a look at what Wheeler has done on the year, they're 2-6. They've had some close games. They scored 21 on Walton, which is a task, but they beat Marietta and they also beat Cherokee. A 3-point loss to Etowah last week. I think this could be a pretty good game. I think it's going to be a close game, but yet again, I'm going to go with the home team. I like North Paulding to win this one in a close one. Uh, Nothing but chalk so far. East Paulding, a 28-point favorite at Kennesaw Mountain.
Yeah, I like East Paulding in this one for sure. Kennesaw Mountain has not been very good this year. Lost at home last week to South Paulding, and they're 1-3 in region play. East Paulding, I think, is cemented themselves as the second best team in this region. Uh, Especially with the Villarica loss last week. And I think the Raiders keep it rolling. I think this would make them 7-1 with a win, which would be their best start to a season since they went unbeaten in the regular season in 2012, which was also the last time they won a region title.
Yeah, East Paulding sitting there with that only one loss to Rome, respective loss. Rome's a pretty good team. I think East Paulding gets this one done. Uh, Go to 7-1, good year. Um, and also I just want to say the Raiders get it done. I like the Raiders in this one by about 4 or 5 scores. I think big win. Next one, Rome on the road at South Paulding. Rome is a 35-point favorite.
Yeah, I think the Rome Wolves keep it rolling here, man. They just they're outscoring region opponents pretty significantly. If you look, they beat East Paulding 27-7, Alexander 59-0. Their closest game was actually against Villarica. They beat them 28-13. And then Lithia Springs, they beat 70-12 last week. So they haven't given up more than 13 points in region play to this point. They've got a lot of firepower on offense, but that defense has been special, especially since they started region play. And I think they keep that going with what I would consider to maybe be an underperforming South Paulding team. I thought they were going to be a little bit better this year than a 2-win team at this point in the season.
Yeah, I think I heard at one point last week Rome scored on four consecutive plays on offense. I don't know if they do that this week, but I think they score a lot. And Rome wins big at South Paulding. Harris County at Central, and Central is a 8-point favorite.
I'll take Central in this one. I think this should be a good ball game. 6-2 coming in is Harris County. They are coming off a loss to Stars Mill, which is the team that Central lost to their last time out. So both of these teams are coming off losses to Stars Mill. But Central gets Harris County at home, and I think that'll bode well for them. And I think they win this one. This should be for second place in the region, so I think both teams are going to be very motivated to win this game, and I think the Lions will take care of them.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. I think it's going to be a little too much Jones Walton in this game, and I think the Lions win. Give me the Lions by more than the number in this one, maybe 2 touchdowns. All right, one of the biggest battles in this area this week, especially Cartersville at Cedartown. Cartersville is a 1-point favorite, according to the numbers. What say you about these two behemoths?
So, just to give a little bit of history here, Cartersville is Cedartown leads the series 25, 22, and 3 all time. So a very close series. Cedartown has not won in this series since 2011, though. They've played 4 times since then, and Cartersville has won 4 in a row in this series. 3 of those wins coming under Joey King. So just kind of setting the scene there. I like Cartersville in this one. I don't like them by much, and I'm not very confident in that pick. But I do like. I am going to take the Purple Hurricanes, and I think it's going to be probably a 3 to 7 point game.
Yeah, I think I'm right on board with you. I took a look at what Massey was thinking. Massey has Cartersville 27-21. I think that could be somewhere around the neighborhood, maybe even less. I think both of these defenses are pretty good, and not sure if either offense has seen the defense with the speed and just the talent that they're going to have. I think it could be a low-scoring game. I like Cartersville. I think a little more diverse on offense, able to move the ball through the air just a little bit better than Cedartown. I'll take Cartersville, even though it's on the road. I'll take Cartersville in a close one at Cedartown. All righty, Dalton on the road at Cass. Cass is a 34-point favorite.
Yeah, I think Cass handles this one. Cass, here's the deal with them. If they want to get back to the playoffs, kind of with a late season rally, they can't drop any other games. They got Dalton and Allatoona left. Allatoona clinging to that 4th place spot right now, 2-2 in region play. Cass is 1-3. If Cass wins out with games against Dalton and Allatoona, and they knock off Allatoona next week with a win this week, they'll get that 4 seed. So I think I know Dalton's super motivated to win, but I think getting Dalton at home and knowing the they control their own destiny to the playoffs. I think Cass comes out and handles this one.
Yeah, I think Cass has just got a little too much firepower for Dalton. I think Dalton is one of those teams that's improved as the year went on, and they're gonna battle for a little bit, but I think Cass wins by a couple touchdowns. Altoona on the road at Hiram. Hiram or is a 15-point favorite at home.
I like Hiram in this one, and I think that they have won the games that they were supposed to win in region play this year. They lost by a pretty wide margin to Cedartown. They have yet to play Cartersville. They play them next week. But you look at Cass, you look at Dalton, you look at Woodland. They've handled all those games. They've won them all by multiple scores, and I think that trend continues. I think this is a good football team. I think they battle tested themselves in region play, non-region play, with playing Central and East Paulding, and I think they're hitting their peak here at the end of the season. And I think a win this week will lock up the 3 seed, at least the 3 seed for them in Region 7-4A.
When I look at it, I think the spread is somewhere really close. I think it may be a 14 to 17 point game. I think going for Hiram. I like the Hornets to win this one. Woodland is at Southeast. Woodland is a 35-point favorite.
Yeah, I like Woodland pretty big in this one. This is actually a region game that doesn't count towards the region standings. Southeast Whitfield opted out of region play, but is in 7-4A. I think Woodland handles business. I think this will be a big win for them. They've lost 6 in a row since winning their season opener, and I think it's a chance for them to kind of get some momentum back going. This is under first-year head coach Andy Scott. It's his first year down there, and they're trying to build something. And I think this is an opportunity for them to get a big win.
Yeah, I think so. I think Woodland handles business here on the road at Southeast on the new turf. Woodland pretty big here. Dawson County at Chestatee. Chestatee is a 9-point favorite.
Dawson's starting to hit their stride here after a 1-4 start to the year. They've won 2 in a row. They're 2-2 in region play, and this is a team that all of a sudden is knocking on the door of the playoffs. Both of these teams are tied for 4th place, and it's a big opportunity for them. I like Dawson County in this one. I think they've looked really good. They've had back-to-back shutouts, which is big for their defense, and I actually like Dawson and by a number the upset, but coming in on paper they have the exact same record overall and the exact same record in region play. So I like Dawson to keep it rolling.
Yeah, I know Lawrence is not on the show tonight, but he did pass along his upset pick of the week, and he went with Dawson County over Chestatee in the upset pick of the week. So we'll sound the siren for upset pick of the week. You know what? I hate to do it to him, but I think I'm going to go. I'm going to go on the Dawson County bandwagon as well. I think Dawson County gets another win and upsets, quote unquote, upsets Chestatee right here. Next one, North Hall at Lumpkin. Lumpkin is a 6-point favorite.
Yeah, I think North Hall's a solid team, but I think I kind of like Lumpkin in this one. This is a big game. This is for if Lumpkin pulls this win off, you'll have a 3-way tie for first place in the region because North Hall beat Greater Atlanta Christian last week. And Lumpkin has lost to GAC. So I think a win for Lumpkin would make things messy. And, sometimes it's fun to have things messy when it gets to playoff time and you start looking at the region standings. So I'm gonna take Lumpkin at home to win this one and create a 3-way tie atop Region 7-3A, 6-3A.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you again. I hate to do it, but because all this agreement is not good for TV. But I'm going to agree. I'm going to go with Lumpkin as well, and I think they win about the one score, about the spread. Johnson at Pickens. Pickens is a 33-point favorite.
I'll take Pickens in this one. I think Pickens has hit a little bit of a rough patch in their schedule the last couple of weeks, but this is not a good Johnson team. Johnson got on the board last week late against Lumpkin County. It was the first time they've scored since their season opener, and I expect Pickens to roll big in this one.
Yeah, been a lot of big scores put up. In the 70s twice, in the 60s a couple times against this team here. I think Pickens is not going to do that, but they will score their fair share. Uh, I like Pickens big in this one. Next one, White County at GAC. GAC is a 13-point favorite.
Yeah, GAC's back home after a 4-point loss against North Hall last week, and I think White County's a solid team, but I think too much from GAC in this one. I think they get back on track, pick up a win at home, and move to 4-1 in region play.
Yeah, I'm going to totally agree with you. I think GAC wins this one. I think they win it by about 2 touchdowns. Adairsville at Northwest Whitfield. Northwest is a 1-point favorite in this one. Northwest by 1.
I think this is going to be a really good football game. Northwest Whitfield was only down by a touchdown at halftime against Calhoun last week, and then the bottom fell out. Calhoun came out just with an explosion of offense in the second half. 55-21 wound up being the final, but I think that at home in this game, Adairsville's got a lot of athletes, and that's going to be the key of this game for Northwest Whitfield is if they can contain Adairsville from making a ton of plays on the perimeter. But I think Northwest Whitfield at times has had a very stingy defense this year, and and I think getting the quarterback on the move, Gavin Knuckles, I think he can make some plays against this Adairsville defense, and I'm going to take Northwest Whitfield by 4 points.
All right. Northwest is favored by 1, so this is a pretty piss poor upset pick of the week. But I'm going to go with Adairsville. I'm going to go with Adairsville as my upset pick of the week. I'm going to take the Tigers. I think the Tigers going on the road, and I think they're going to get it done at Northwest. It's going to be a close one, though. I look for this to be a battle throughout, and look up and see somebody won by 3 or 4 or 7. It's going to be a close one. I guarantee it. But I'm going to take Adairsville. Next game, Calhoun is a 16-point favorite at Gilmer.
Yeah, the interesting thing about Gilmer right now, everybody's kind of talked about behind Calhoun, they've talked about the 2 teams that we just talked about with Adairsville and Northwest Whitfield. Gilmer quietly sitting there tied for second place with Adairsville and also because they have I was going to say Heritage. Heritage has the same region record, but Gilmer has the tiebreaker over them from head to head. But Gilmer quietly sitting there tied for second place. They get Calhoun at home. I think that they play with Calhoun till halftime, like we saw with Northwest Whitfield last week. I think that's a tough place to go play, especially they're the only team kind of over the mountain in this region, and I think that's a tough road trip. But I think Calhoun pulls away in the second half, kind of similar to what they did against Northwest Whitfield last week. Calhoun will probably they will win, and I think they'll probably cover.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting Gilmer offense, see how they match up with Calhoun's defense. I think Calhoun wins this game. Uh, and I'm in agreement with you. I think Gilmer is going to hang around for a little bit, but then Calhoun's going to pull away. And I agree too. I think about 3 touchdowns, 2 to 3 touchdowns, somewhere around in there. Lafayette at Heritage. Heritage is a 34-point favorite.
Yeah, I like Heritage in this one, probably close to the number. They should handle business in this one. Lafayette is, you look at these teams that haven't won a game, and Lafayette has shown some ability to move the football. Their offense has looked better at times over throughout the season, but their defense is just really bad. They've given up 44 or more in all but one of their region games this year, and unfortunately, I think that trend might continue on the road at Heritage.
I think Lafayette. I think Lafayette's going to battle Heritage a little bit. I think Heritage wins the game pretty comfortably, but I think it's less than the 34 right here, maybe 24. Union County is a 16-point favorite at Cahulla Creek. Uh, Obviously, you don't pick Cahulla Creek games, so I'll go out there. I think Union is going to bring good enough offense to put up some points on Cahulla Creek. I think Cahulla Creek is since I seen them early in the year, I think they've improved greatly, and I think this could be a close game for a while. But I think Union wins by about 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, Union throws the ball a lot. They're real big in the screen game, and I think that's going to be the key for Cahulla Creek is get to be successful against an offense that throws a lot, that does really well in the screen game. You got to kind of just play base defense. You can't blitz a lot, and I think if Cahulla Creek can kind of keep everything in front of them, I think it gives them a chance defensively. But then I think on the offensive side of the ball, they got to keep establishing their identity for what they did last week. I think for Union, this is their third straight trip over. They made back-to-back trips to Catoosa County twice in a week after Hurricane Helene. They had a much-needed bye week on the back end of that, but they're back on the bus to head over to a pretty similar area. Varnell's only about 15 minutes from Ringgold, so it's about the same distance drive. So we'll see if all of these bus rides start start having a toll on Union, because they hadn't played at home in over a month.
Yeah, like I said, I'll take Union in a close one, but Eric here says the Creek 21-14. Lakeview Fort Authority at Rockmart. Rockmart is a 30-point favorite.
LFO's peaking at the right time here. Their offense is really taken off the last few games. Even going back to, if you even go back a couple of weeks here, they lost 41-27 to Ringgold. They were able to put up some decent points in that game. Kind of got themselves in an early hole against Union, but able to rally and put up 33 in that game, lost by a touchdown. Put up 34 on the road at Cahulla Creek, and then exploded at home last week for 42 against Sonorville. It's a shame that they're playing Rockmart and North Cobb Christian the next 2 weeks, but this Rockmart team, I think Rockmart wins. I'll go ahead and say that, but I think it's within the number, and this Rockmart team has got to be more disciplined. I think they had 17 or 18 penalties I saw against North Cobb Christian. They had 17 penalties a few weeks ago against Cahulla Creek. Several of those were unsportsmanlike conduct, personal foul penalties. Several were holding calls. This team's got to clean up their penalties, or they may put themselves in a position where they could potentially get upset. I don't think that happens this week, but if Rockmart has a ton of penalties like they have the last few games, LFO could keep this thing a lot closer than Rockmart would like.
Yeah, I think you may look at the end of the first quarter and be like, "Oh, look at that!" See an eye popping score. But I think by the end, I think LFO is not going to have enough to match up. I think Rockmart pulls away. But I agree with you. When Rockmart gets in the playoffs and they match up against a team, that can stand toe to toe with them. If you have 18 penalties, you're done. You're not going to overcome that. So they definitely have to clean that up, and I think it'll be cleaning up this week to beat LFO pretty easily. So next one, North Murray on the road at North Cobb Christian. North Cobb Christian is you know honest 13-point favorite. 13-point favorite by North Cobb.
Yeah, I think North Murray proved me wrong last week. I thought the style that they play maybe didn't match up that well with Ringgold. Obviously, I was wrong. I hate to say this again, but North Cobb Christian's got a really good defensive line. I think that it could. I think North Cobb Christian is better on their defensive front than Ringgold is. The big thing, the biggest challenge in this game is going to be, can North Murray's offensive line, with the run game that they like to run, can they challenge and beat this pretty stout defensive front from North Cobb Christian? Um, I like North Cobb Christian, but I think it's going to be within the number. This North Murray team continues to prove people wrong, and I think 13 is too big of a number, but I like North Cobb Christian by a touchdown.
Yeah, I think North Cobb's going to win this game. I'm not going to say handily, but I think I'm going to take North Cobb by more than the 13 points in this one. I just got a hunch that North Cobb's going to score some points this week, and North Mary's not going to be able to quite keep up. Next game, Ringo is a 17-point favorite at the Furnace and at Sonoraville.
Yeah, Snorville won two in a row in the middle of their schedule against Cahola Creek and Murray County, and then um, rightfully, they lost to Rockmart. No surprise there. Battled North Murray to a very close game. North Murray won by 2 points, and they're kind of going in reverse here. They were down 42-17 at one point to LFO. They wound up scoring a late touchdown. 2-6 on the season. I think Ringgold has got a little sense of urgency, knowing that they're a playoff caliber team, but they're on the verge of maybe missing the playoffs, or having to rely on an at-large bid if they don't handle business down the stretch here. So I think Ringgold goes down there and plays the way they're supposed to play, and I think they win this game by a couple touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm gonna totally agree with you. I think Ringo's looking at that schedule and they say, "Look, if we can just close these two games out, we know we'll have a playoff spot somewhere." And I think they can get it done. I think Ringo wins this one, probably by about the number, by about 17. Bremen at Heard County. Uh, Heard County is a 12-point favorite.
Hurd took a huge step forward towards the region championship last week with almost kind of a blowout win in the second half over Darlington on the road. I was very impressed with them. They're back home against Bremen this week. I know Bremen's defense is good, but I think Hurd's got too much firepower, and I think they handle business and win this one probably by 2 or 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I think Bremen's got a defense to hang around for a little bit. I think Hurd just has one too many pieces, too athletic. They're gonna be able to put points on the board. I think Hurd by about 2 scores. I think that's right on. So I'll take Hurd to win this one by a couple touchdowns. Model on the road at Darlington. Darlington is a 14-point favorite.
Yeah, I like Darlington in this one. This is another really good defense with Model, but I think Darlington is able to get back on track this week and put a they've got some explosive power or explosiveness. I don't know if you knew this. The starting quarterback at Darlington is actually Barry College's head coach's son.
Yeah, Kachesney.
Coach K is what we called him. He was the defensive coordinator. He was the defensive coordinator at LaGrange College, and my brother played quarterback down there. He's a great guy, but he's a good-looking football player, and I think that offense goes as he goes. He's a dual threat, and I think Darlington able to get back on track this week behind him and win this one. I like Darlington by 3 scores.
Yeah, I'm gonna totally agree with you. I think Model's gonna have trouble moving the ball and slowing down Kachesney and Miles Twyman. Man, he could go when you give him a little space, and I think he'll have some space this week. I like Darlington by more than the number this time. Pepperell, an 8-point favorite at Haralson County.
Yeah, they got the monkey off their back this week or last week against Model, and a little bit of an upset. I think all of us actually picked that upset, which made me think it wasn't going to happen once we all picked it. But this is a team with Harrelson that has not played well as of late, and I think Pepperell continues their winning ways this week, and I like them to. Actually, they played really well defensively last week, but it was kind of one of those defensive barn burners. I think their offense has shown to be capable this year, and I think they win this one by 14.
Yeah, I think they got enough to win this one by a couple of scores as well on the road. Harrison is not going to lay down. They're going to be tough. I think Pepperell gets another win right here by 14-17, something like that. Armurchie, the Blue Indians, on the road at Fannin County. Fannin is currently the number 1 seed in the power rankings and leading the region, and a 35-point favorite over Armurchie in this one.
Well, let's make sure we say tied for the lead in the region because Christian Heritage fans will get on you for that. No, Fannin handles this one. I was trying to add this up really quickly. They're outscoring region opponents. What is it? 159-13 this year. Unbelievable, and I think that continues this week and sets up the region championship next week on the road at Christian Heritage.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a heck of a game next week at Christian Heritage. I think Fannin wins this one. There's not going to be any overlooking. Fannin will win this one pretty big. Dade County is a 10-point favorite on the road at Coosa.
Yeah, I like Dade in this one, but I do think this could be a close game. On the road at Coosa. Coosa's coming off a win their last time out against Armurchie, and this Dade team has struggled for whatever reason at times this year. I know they're in a tough region. They've got an opportunity to maybe string some wins together down the stretch here. But it also they've got an opportunity to win a few games, but it's not like it really gets that much easier. I think they could win all 3 games left on their schedule, but I also think they could potentially lose 2 out of their last 3 games too. So I like Dade over Coosa, but I actually think this is going to be a pretty close game.
Yeah, I think Dade is plays a little bit better defense than Coosa will be able to. if Evan Kroger's healthy, he'll be running the ball. They'll move the ball up and down the field a little bit better than Kusa could or will. I like Dade to win this one, probably by more than the number, but I think it's still going to be a close game until late. Uh, Greenville at Trine. Trine is a 33-point favorite.
Yeah, I like trying big in this one. Greenville's lone region win was at home against Mount Zion by 2 points. Trine just beat Mount Zion 44-0. So they get Greenville at home, and that would set them up with an 8-1 record, with a chance to maybe go steal a 2 seed here out of their region against the 2-time defending state champions in their regular season finale in a couple of weeks.
I hear you. I like trying this one too. Too much offense. Defense will be after Greenville. I think Trine wins this one fairly easily. That's it for the picks this week. I was going to take a quick look, if you got a second, take a quick look at the current teams from around the area that's in the playoff discussion. So, or you think we should wait on that?
Well, I mean, if you really want to know, just go check out Lawrence's Twitter.
Check out the Northwest Georgia football Twitter. I'm sure we will put a show together coming up when it all becomes official. We'll start talking about how it's going to be made out and what it's going to look like as far as the bracket goes. So I think it's best to do that. Then
we can probably. I also think we could probably save it for the last week of the regular season, the Pickem show, and say, here's where everything is. Here's what will probably happen if this team wins or loses. The great thing about the setup this year with the decision the GHSA made is we get a whole week before we get a whole bye week before the playoffs start now.
So that week can be Pickem week. I hereby, or not Pickem week, playoff pairing week. We'll talk about the playoff pairings. We'll see where the seedings ended up, and we'll announce them officially one day that week. That sounds good. All right, all right, guys. We'll see you Friday night. I think, not for certain yet. I think I'll be moseying down to Cedartown to watch a little bit of the Purple Hurricanes versus the Cedartown Bulldogs. So that should be interesting. All righty. Until next time.